Hey everybody, it's Yerbs, and I'm here to do a video about my experience at the Summer Slaughter Tour concert 2017, and I'll save Rings of Saturn for last because I've got a bone to pick. Anyway, first band was Angel Maker. I really liked them. They were good. And I checked their music out before I went to see them, and it was I think they're a really creative deathcore band. Really cool, good vocals. They have two vocalists. I think they're an independent band right now, but hopefully we'll hear more from them. They were pretty great. Before I keep going, also, this is not like, I know Summer Slaughter Tour is long over. In fact, it was like the second to last date of the tour when I was at, so like it's not much of a review, I guess, but it's kind of a review. I mean, whatever. Anyway, next band, Born Shores. They were good. Like, I don't know. It didn't really tickle my fancy much. You know, it's a little forgetful, I guess. You know, just kind of deathcore. You know, typical in a way. After that, Betraying the Martyrs. I really like them. They had like some symphonics, and I do like symphonic metal. And a really good high energy performance. A really good live band. Yeah, good clean vocals and screaming, and the keyboard player was really great keyboard player doing the symphonics, also playing the, you know, held piano, guitar, whatever it is, you know. So they were good. Then Origin. Really great technical death metal band. Actually got their new album. That was alright. Hopefully you can see it well enough. So, yep. The Unparalleled Universe. So that was, and they were just great. You know, those guys have been around forever. I mean, not forever, you know, like first in like 2000, something like that. But I mean, they've been around a while. And really, you know, guitar player and bass player for sure, you know, really fun to watch, you know, just crazy, especially the bass player, just like this the whole time, fun. So good band, singer was cool, he was funny, and okay, and then we got the Faceless. Faceless was, they were sounded fine, they were good. It's kind of boring, just kind of a boring live band. All in all, they just didn't look like they were into it. I know that they had to cancel the first date of this tour to get a new drummer. They like rehearsed with their new drummer for like a day that they'd never even met. So maybe that kind of took the wind out of their sails. But yeah, they just, you know, just didn't have the energy. I think if the crowd moshed at all, I don't think they did, but if they did, there was like maybe one song that the crowd moshed to. And I'm not a mosher, but you know, it's just, yeah, there was just a little, but they sounded fine. Anyway, okay, Oceano. Oceano was, I liked them. They were great. Their singer was, you know, he said a few things. He didn't like get political, but he got kind of like, you know, talked about like this, you know, gender, race, sexuality, all of that. You know, we're all one, we're all people. You know, so, you know, lots of, you know, it's a tough time right now. So I thought it was good he said that. You know, I like that, but he didn't get like straight into like politics. You know. Then after that was Dying Fetus, and they were great, you know, just like really tight, sounded really tight, you know, death metal, you know, just really great death metal trio. There were two vocalists, their guitar player and bassist. They did just fine. They really brought the house down. Then of course the headliner being Black Dahlia Murder, and they played Nocturnal in its entirety. They played one new song from their upcoming album, and finished with one of their other big hits. I forgot what it was. And yes, they were fun. You know, Trevor and the guitar player spoke. They between each song. They were funny. They were cool. And they're actually right near where it was actually kind of a homecoming show for them, actually. Them and Oceano. They come from this part of the state in Michigan. And so going on to Rings of Saturn. Okay, so I knew already they didn't have a bass player right now. They don't have a bass player touring with them or anything. They're a four-piece. They got two guitar players, vocalist, and drummer. And Miles and I think Aaron is their drummer. They did fine. Lucas, the band's like founding member, was not there at all. And from what I researched, he wasn't on that tour at all. It's kind of weird. So that kind of, so you know, we have like Miles playing his guitar parts, and then a computer, like just a canned sound of the other guitar parts, which just kind of, oh, that just really, that's a buzzkill. That's a buzzkill. And then their singer, their vocalist Ian, jeez, he was like, just being, I don't know what. Well, first he was, I don't know, he kept going like this because he couldn't hear himself too well. I mean, we could hear him. I mean, we could hear him, I guess. I don't know, if something wrong with this, but he was, I guess he was already pissed at something, I don't know, but he was just, would not perform. He would just scream into the mic, and he'd just like, you know, cupping it like, and he would just stand there and just do his vocals. And then he kept like hawking loogies into the audience, just like, and he would just kept like spitting. And you know, then people were starting to turn on him in the crowd. They were like, you know, flipping him off, like, suck my ass, like, ass asshole, you know, just like all this shit, like, and you know, I'm glad they did. I'm like, okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one that notices this. Okay, he's being a dick. I don't know why. And then maybe it's because their founding member just wouldn't go on tour with them. And yeah, and then when people started yelling stuff in between a song, he would kind of almost battle them. He was like, oh, what? What's that? Huh? And he'd be like almost fighting back with them, you know, or just, I don't know, it was just, he kept like taking the little plug out of the cord out of the microphone and putting it back in while he was still doing his vocals, like in between like a break in the song. I mean, and at one point, like, he went over to one side during a song, and he was just trying to, like, you know, high-five people in the crowd, and then he, like, took the microphone and went, like, you know, over to some other guy off stage, like a roadie, and he handed the mic to him, and the guy just went on, like, screamed for a second while, you know, Ian goes, like, and, you know, was high-fiving everybody, and, I mean, and then he just wouldn't do anything. He would just stand there and scream, just do his vocals, and just not say anything in between songs. It was just, and then that combined with, you know, only like half a guitar part, you know, and then just, I mean, it was just such a buzzkill, and I was really looking forward to seeing them. Okay, like I had listened to them like long before I saw this tour, and I was just like, so like, I was like mesmerized by like Rings of Saturn, just like loving the whole, you know, like technical, you know, deathcore thing with all like the alien, making like all alien horror sounds. I just like fell in love with them, and I was like really looking forward to seeing them. And then this shit happens, and it was just so disappointing. So no. And then so I mean, think about, I researched later, like looking like why wasn't Lucas on the tour? Why wasn't he there? And I found like some little forum, and people were saying the same thing, like yeah, how come he wasn't there like at Summer Slaughter? It's like he hasn't been on the tour, and some people are saying like, well, he's a total douche, and then like, well, he's outgrowing Rings of Saturn, and he's like doing solo stuff, and he hates. Another person said, well, supposedly he hates touring. It's like, okay, so you just like make your other band just go on tour like for you, and you don't do any, like, just, it's just, it doesn't make sense to me. It's just, I mean, hopefully this isn't the last we see of Rings of Saturn. Not starting any rumors because I don't know anything. It's just like, why would their founding member like not go on tour with them and make these other three guys go there with only like half a guitar sound, you know? Miles and their drummer, they were class acts. They played their parts well. But oh god, boy, that was just disappointing. I thought Ian, their vocalist, was just gonna pull an Axl Rose at 1 second and just jump right into the audience and start fighting somebody when he was like talking back, but he didn't, you know. But that would have been like the best show. That would have been the Rings of Saturn show to be at. That happened. But no, that's. Yeah, I don't think I have much to say. It was just a disappointing Rings of Saturn performance. Really looking forward to that. And, yeah. So, that's pretty much it for this video. I tried not to look so greasy this time. I actually showered before I did this. And, yeah, so, this is Yerbs, and I'm signing off. See you in the next video.